Hi there, this is John Drew and Jole Gabrielle from Elevated Planet. And today, Jole and I were having a conversation the other day, and she was just explaining to me that going through meditations and stuff, she thought there was a value in going back over certain elements and how you can use them in everyday life. And what you said resonated with me because I think, I'm sure there are many instances that I can use that in life as well. So do you want to just give a little bit of a broader aspect on that?
Yes, because during the meditation, we do a lot of visualizing, generating, creating. And sometimes you can just take pieces of it throughout your day. Of course, we want to do all the soul architecture back together, but sometimes we are in situations where maybe we can only do one or two things, or we just need something specific. So I'm just going to break down each portion of the meditation so that people can mix and match, or they can utilize whatever they want. And then when they listen to our meditation, if I forget to tell you to move your cleaning roses out of your heart, you know to do that regardless.
I think with the media as it is and social media as it is, we are so encouraged to focus on physicality. And I remember we did one of our special meditations, let's call it, where the messages that were being received by you were very much about how mankind is so obsessed by looks, the vanity aspect of how you look is more important than the person you are. Whereas you know that when you take a step back, and we all know this because, if you've lived in the world and you've been around people, you realize that people who may be less attractive on the outside, let's say, but you get to know them and you just kind of like, wow, I love that person. And some people who may be absolutely, perfect in in our media world version of reality, you could get to know them and then kind of just be repelled by them because there's a negativity there that just drives you away.
I just want to come to the defense a little bit of people in that a lot of times what we're explaining is trauma. When people are behaving in a negative way, most of the time they've experienced trauma in their life that they haven't taken responsibility for. And that's kind of why they show up that way. So it's our job to sort of mirror. Yes, you are your brother's keeper. We are forgetting that in many, many ways, that it's our job I'm not talking about policing other people. That's different. But if you mirror right behavior, then what you do is you're really having compassion and love for that person because you're showing them the way. Often, a lot of us, we don't know our way out. And that's the only reason why we're behaving the way we're behaving. People who are in poverty, why are they robbing? Because they need to feed their families, right?
Oh yeah.
Sometimes, and then it just becomes a habit. So maybe we can give, or maybe we can start helping and understanding just our own energy, not even outside of ourselves, so that we move in a way that reverberates out. Because you talk about like the golden mean, it's what it's called. When you have a person who's beautiful, there's 4 quadrants that match, that, what is it, the Fibonacci sequence type of thing. It's so much emphasis on that. But what about the spiritual Fibonacci sequence and the spiritual golden mean, the emotional one? That's the one you and I are helping people work on. We are the spiritual plastic surgeons.
Right. Yeah.
To help you, not plastic, the
Yeah.
spiritual surgeons to help you, have that golden mean. Because if you are beautiful on the inside, trust me, I mean, people want to be around you. There's no question about it. And you'll see a beautiful girl who's all alone in the corner because that's all she's got is her beauty. She's never taken the time to cultivate other parts of her. And that's sometimes why average people who are considered physically average are very attractive and magnetizing, is because they took the time to sit down and gain mastery over something. They took the time Because when you're beautiful, sometimes you got to watch out because you can get into a fixed mindset, right? I am born beautiful. I don't have to do anything at
Mm,
all because people constantly give to you. But what happens when you start to lose your beauty?
yeah.
Who are you? You got to have something else with which to give. So the average person, what do? They realize, look, I'm in this situation here. Let me grow. Let
Mm,
me learn. Let me be open to receiving. I realize that that person's opinion is not about me. It's not about me. Let me go over here and do my business. And so sometimes the people who are just mediocre or average are not really, because
no.
they've taken the time to develop themselves and get to know themselves.
Mm,
And that's so important. And that's usually the people that you look at them like, how did she get him? You know what? She showed up.
yeah.
She was filled with joy. She knew who she was. She
Yes.
wasn't afraid to go up to him and talk to him because she was confident in her own energy.
Yes. Yeah. And I think there's one of the other aspects, I suppose, when we think about very physically attractive people as well. Sometimes that can be there can be a downfall within that in so much as they become objects of other people's desires who don't always have the best of intentions.
Yeah,
Therefore, for those people, sometimes they have the hardest battles because to find people that they can trust, people that they can believe
true.
in, who don't want to just possess them, can obviously, you can imagine how that sometimes that can result in a lot of trauma as well. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
So this meditation is for all ranges because I just beauty is within. And if it's already on the outside of you, there is some you were born with it. So if you can work on cultivating that and what's beautiful, people who are loving, people who are kind, people who are compassionate and forgiving, people who are welcoming,
mm,
that's it. My
yeah,
sister told me, she would tell me all the time, because I would ask her, I mean, she would speak to everybody. I'd be like, do you know them? Do you know them? Do you know them? She's like, I don't know none of these people. Why are you speaking to them? She says, when you speak to people, it keeps them honest.
mm, interesting. Yeah,
Somebody's about to rob you. If you were to make eye contact, say, hi, how are you? They could be taken aback and they'll pass you by and go someplace else. So you're so you just honoring, giving somebody some attention, a smile, making eye contact, positive energy. That kind of stuff reverberates. It
yeah,
really does and creates a different outcome, that
yes,
one that can serve you, one that can be positive. So
yes,
when we bring all of these principles of the meditation together, and then we start running that earth energy, that 15%, to get us connected with Mother Earth. And some healers even believe that when you're running that earth energy, that you can receive all the vitamins and minerals that you need. There's a healer, I don't know her name. I listened to her back in the day. She would be running vitamins and minerals through your
mm,
body so you wouldn't have to take the vitamin C or the vitamin D. She would just be running it. So
yes,
it's this limitless what you can do. And then when you bring that 85% cosmic gold in, you're giving yourself a spiritual bath.
yes,
You
yes,
wash your body, the stink
yes,
off your body. What makes you think you don't need to wash the stink off your spirit?
right, yeah. It's the thing about the earth energy, though. Because that's one of the things that I understand is that the effectively it's planet Earth is kind of like a giant crystal full of energy, whether it's crystalline core center, the crystalline grid, and it's all there. And the light infusions that the planet's been going through, I've heard it from a lot of different sources, and I honestly believe this to be true. And
Mhm.
how you could get nutrients simply by grounding yourself.
Yes.
Crazy, but you know what? I think in 20 years' time, everybody will realize it's to be true. And I think in 20 years' time, it will be mainstream. And I think that this is a transition we've got to go through. Because again, like you talk about the joy, like the people that we're drawn towards, the joyous people, the people who live in love and laughter and all those good high frequency energies, we're drawn towards them like a magnet. And those who are stuck, who like to gossip, they like to judge other people, and there's a darkness around their energies. There's a degree of anger there. There's a potential for violence or whatever, but you feel it. Now, which one do you choose to be, for yourself? Where do you want to get yourself to? Well, clearly, I can't imagine there's many people out there who wouldn't be saying, I want to live in joy. I want to live with happiness, with a freedom of expression, with bliss, all that fantastic stuff. What's the reason not to want to live there? So I love the steps you give us, because it helps to kind of work out, all right, well, if I'm not in that right now, okay, what do I need to clear out? What do I need to place in my golden sun so that as soon as it's gone, I'm replacing it with what I'm looking for?
Yes. That's another thing, John. You can take that golden sun and you can put it in whatever you need. You can see the creator. See, it just opens up you having such a beautiful relationship with the creator, and it can work out the dissonance that some religions cause, because you hear God is love, God forgives all, God is there for you. And then vengeance is mine, and you're a sinner, and if you don't do this, wait, which one is it? Is God bipolar? We have a bipolar God, don't we? So what happens to you? You become bipolar.
Right.
If the thing that created you, if you believe the thing created you is bipolar, what does that make you? So let's align our energy, because one thing I do know is that the creator is responsible. If we learn about the 7 days, let's just take that. The creator took it all in his own hands, their own hands, and did all of that in 7 days. So that's what I like. The creator is about taking responsibility for creating worlds, creating lives. And if the creator and that essence is in us, then let's do the same. Right?
Yes. Yes. That's a good point, because we're all aspects of divine intelligence, right? That's what we all are. And we don't think of that because we just think about the meat suit being us, which is not the case at all. That's just the suit of clothes we're occupying for this particular lifetime. But within that is a little slice of divine energy right here.
Yes.
That is
Some
here
would say that 100% of what you are is straight divine energy, right? I mean, other than the physical body, even that, the mastery, the beauty of that. I mean, can you imagine if you had to go throughout your day knowing when to blink your eyes, knowing how your heartbeat, you got to be in control of blinking, making your heartbeat, and then having the waste production filtration system, and then walking and moving your arms and legs. Like if you were all in control of that at one time.
I hate those days when I have to do all that stuff.
But that's what I mean. This machine is incredible.
Yeah.
It does all of that. And all you've got to do is just kind of show up and do what you want. And then your body just, does its thing. Of course, there is sickness and trauma. We're not dealing with that right now. But for the most part, just in and of itself, it's a beautiful thing to be grateful for. So the way that you take care of your body and your spirit, it really should align. And I think meditation gives us that. Yes. And not only does it just empowers us. I know for me, I've always wanted to be healthy and I didn't know how to do it. And through meditating and continuing to view that, certain people I have magnetized into my life that have helped me to finally eat right and finally do this exercise, to where I feel like, wow, I finally am here. So these things can happen once we begin to say, hey, I'm in control. Let me utilize my tools and make it happen.
Thank you, Jole. Truly appreciate it, because again, I think you're helping me. You're helping me, and I think you're helping the Elevated Planet community.
Yeah, and myself.
Yeah. So
just let's come together, meditate, and get out of our own way.
Yes, yes. Elevated Planet community, we're going to do some form of community meditation at some point. So watch out for that one. And thanks again, Jole, as always. And we look forward to being back to you again very soon with yet more pearls of wisdom from Jole. Thank you.
Thank you.